Hey guys, Matt Masur with Good News York. We are back again with another incredible episode. We have been jam-packed with all kinds of crazy things the last couple of weeks. If you saw any of our episodes last week, you might have seen that we were at the brand new Taco Bell Cantina in Manlius. And spoiler alert, we're going back for the actual grand opening. So keep an eye out for even more taco content coming up soon, because it is, it's the most exciting thing happening around town here, at least this week. We've got all kinds of other incredible things. Mike's got some great interviews lined up, but he's been doing such a great job that I figured I'd let him take the morning off here and do one myself. So joining me is a gentleman that we almost sort of got our start in the same spot
Yes.
temporarily in a cool little space in downtown Syracuse. But let's jump to it, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell folks what you do.
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for having me here. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate this. My name is Al-amin Muhammad. I'm the executive director of We Rise Above the Streets Recovery Outreach. We Rise Above the Streets Recovery Outreach is a nonprofit organization that goes out and feeds the homeless and food and take care of family.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. We've been hearing a lot, obviously, lately about folks who are hungry and in need of all kinds of things. So obviously it's applicable, but I think we should back up a little bit, because this isn't a new thing. You're not jumping in because of this current crisis, right? You've been in this work for quite a while, right?
Yes, 10 years now.
Wow.
Matter of fact, our anniversary was 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And we had it at Sandwich Saturday. This is an event that we host every Saturday the whole year. And we had a lot of people there came and congratulated us, and they gave a lot of gifts as well.
Wow.
We Rise Above the Street has been running since 2014 in the city of Syracuse. And since I've been in the city of Syracuse, we've served a lot of people. We've passed out at least 50,000 sack lunches, 90,000 men, women, and children, hats, gloves, and coats as well. Yes.
What brought you here? How'd you get inspired to even do this sort of work?
Yeah, sure. So I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. My parents was from Haiti, the island Haiti.
Wow.
So they came to America back in the 70s, and they moved to Chicago, and they had me, the first son, and they had my two sisters as well. So my parents was a great parents. All they do was want to work. They used to teach us to work hard, to always be kind, and go to school and pursue your education. So my father, he was a strong man. He used to take me I like basketball. He took me a lot of basketball games. I used to go fishing with him, and he used to teach me the tradition of his country, and taught me the language and everything else. My mom was like more comfort with me, always sticking up for me, and always cooking for me, and teach me how to cook as well, because she always told me that one day you might not have no woman with you, so I'm gonna teach you how to cook and clean and everything else.
That's fair.
So it was a moment. I noticed my parents was having difficult in their marriage, and I saw a lot of abuse in my household as well, and they got divorced. So what happened as I got older, I was so used to both love for both parents, and I'm gonna highlight that because that's something that's very important that everybody need to hear, because that's what's going on as we're speaking today with the youth in our community. So when they got divorced, my mom fled and left, and we moved to the north side of Chicago. All this is placed in Chicago.
Sure.
So as we was in the north side of Chicago, it felt kind of weird, strange, sad at once, because I also used to my father love and my mother love, not just one love.
Sure.
So what happened, I was going to school, as I got older, I was going to school, going to high school, and I was searching for that same love, was very, very desperate trying to find that love. And I actually found it, and I found it in a gang. And that's when I joined one of the biggest gang in the city of Chicago, the Gangster Disciples.
Wow. So clearly you're not in Chicago, and I'm guessing you're not a member of the gang anymore. How did that come? Obviously you found a home in that, which I think is a common story. I think it's probably why a lot of those gangs exist, right?
Yes.
A very similar story. But typically you hear you don't get out of those things.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do that?
So as I got older, And I was part of the Gangster Disciple, and I started putting a mask on. I started being someone that I wasn't. I lost my identity, and I started selling drugs, going in and out of jail. And as I was going to jail, getting out, I felt I was getting more powerful, and I ended up became one of the biggest leader in the city of Chicago. I can speak about that now because
Yeah.
all the cases has been thrown away and everything. People has been going, you know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So I was one of the biggest gang leaders in Chicago. Sold a lot of bricks of cocaine. Had millions and millions and $1,000 to dollars in the city of Chicago,
Wow.
and a lot of harmful words was coming towards me because when you're in the gang, you're a leader. A lot of people want to take your life, you know.
Sure.
So as I got real strong in the Gangster Disciple, I got shot the first time ever, and I was in a coma for about 2 months. And as I got out, being shot, and it's probably kind of sounds strange, but it's going to make sense at the end of the story, that I got more powerful, like, got more recognition and
Sure.
everything else. So um, I was living in fear every day when I got out, and I started making a lot of money. And then this one incident happened again at a nightclub. I got shot the second time, but this time I got shot like 7 times,
Holy shit.
and lived through that as
Wow.
well.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Is that after that situation? Is that what made you decide maybe this isn't the way to go? Is that what made you turn the page, or?
I got caught up, and I said I want to go to Atlanta. Went to Atlanta, and I was going to change my life, right? Because the last time I got locked up in Chicago, there was a lot going on back in the '90s and early '90s, and probably '95, '96 when they got all this Rico Lawson coming out there. So I got out of jail, and I told myself I've been blessed, so I had a second chance. So I moved to Atlanta with a friend, and my goal was to go get a job, live a productive life,
Sure.
and try to like stay clean. But that didn't happen. So when I got to Atlanta, Atlanta was like the limelight. Started making money. A lot of people respected people in Chicago, especially the gang I was in. And guess what I did? I went right back and sold drugs again.
Wow.
So this time was really kind of horrified because when it comes to the South, in cities like New York and Chicago, the laws are different.
Sure.
So when I started selling drugs out there and started recruiting people and everything else, I end up getting locked up, got caught with more bricks of cocaine, and got incarcerated in DeKalb County in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
So at that moment right then, I realized that I was sick and tired. It was a moment, it took me like 30-something years to be sick and tired, and I knew that I gave up. I was like, man, I'm just tired. So when I was locked up, I had a cellmate, and he kept waking me up because when I first got there, I kept sleeping because I was not used to the system in the South because it was kind of horrible.
Yeah.
It's different from cities because you got control in city jails. In the South, the guards have the control of the jail system. So when I was locked up, I kept sleeping. So my cellmate kept wondering if I was okay, and I kept cussing him out, telling him leave me alone. He was praying all the time, like praying all the time. I was wondering what he was doing. I was disrespecting him, telling him I don't want to hear that, and everything else. So I noticed something beautiful happened in the 3 weeks I was in there. I noticed that the mask was coming off my face slowly but surely. I started finding a lot of gifts about me. I just realized I got a good smile when I was in there. Because in Chicago, you don't smile. Everybody's miserable out there in Chicago.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was looking at myself in the mirror. I said, well, I got a beautiful smile. Then I was working in a field. They was planting a lot of flowers. Can you believe that I was planting flowers? I teach people how to grow flowers.
That's wild.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a gangster teaching people how to
Yeah.
plant flowers. So so as I was doing all that, I started finding a lot of gifts about me and started reading, started doing a lot of writing. And I forgot to mention I was a ninth grade dropout, so I got my GED in prison and started doing a lot of learning about myself and getting into education and everything else. So as I started communicating with my cellie, he was so kind, and very respectful to me, and I was very disrespectful to him. and he was telling me that sorry about that. He was telling me uh it's phone. Can you hear this in there?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So he was telling me, Al-amin, I see you be looking at pictures every time mail come. You get pictures coming in, and I was wondering, is that your daughters? I said, yes, my daughters. I said, why do you ask? And he's like, I got something to ask you, and there's no disrespect. He was like, what legacy would you leave if something happened today? What legacy you would leave for your kids? And that question really hit me hard because I knew I had no legacy at all. The only legacy I had was like committing crimes, hurting people,
Sure.
doing wrong, So I was getting interested in him and learned about him, and I found out that he was a part of Islam. He was Muslim, and I told myself that I want to learn a little more about it. Because for a person like him to be so kind and so patient, I want to know what made him like that.
Yeah.
And I ended up becoming Muslim in there. So when I became Muslim, I found out that peace finally hit me. I finally knew the definition of peace. And I knew my court date was coming up. And I knew I was going to be faced like 20 plus years. But you know what? To be honest with you, and a lot of people can't say this, I was ready to get them years because I was at peace. Whatever they gave me, I was just ready. So I went to court that morning and I ended up finding out that my case got dropped. And they gave me 10 years probation. I walked out the door.
Wow.
Ended up finding out, my lawyer told me that because the apartment was not under my name, it was under somebody else's name, and they got charged with it.
Wow.
So I had a second, a matter of fact, probably 25 chances now, my 35 chance to get out. So when I got out, so excited when I got out, I'm about to give me a job this time, I'm serious. And I knew this was going to work because, like I was telling you earlier, that I found my identity, who I was, right? So I got out, but it didn't happen like that too quick. I became homeless. I became chronically homeless, started eating out of garbage cans, started sleeping under park benches, abandoned buildings. They wanted to go back in the streets, trying to get services. It was hard to get services. I had to go to the shelters at a certain time. If I didn't make it at time, I was going to sleep outside.
Yeah.
So for 10 years, it was like trying to get ID, trying to find side jobs, trying to find food, trying to find clothes, constantly over the 10 years. And then one day, somebody told me about this self-sufficient class, right? Where they find you jobs and housing, can get you clean and everything else. So I went up there and signed up, and there was a guy named Mr. Santos. He was a caseworker / social worker. And he was telling me, keep coming up there, because, then a lot of homeless people that had phones, so we had to come up there and check out a name on the list. If you was on a top 5 on the list, you could come into this program. So I kept coming, and my name was like 20, 19. It was going too slow. So one day, I was on my way up there. I was waiting for the bus, and some told me, and I'll be honest with you, man, I never shared this. It's my second time I shared this in my book. That night I was going to commit suicide. I was tired.
Wow.
I ended up finding a weapon. Right, I knew what I was going to do, and I was walking to the location. And as I was walking to the location, a car pulled up. Right in front of me. And guess who was in the car? It was Mr. Santos.
Really?
So I was telling myself, I was like, I'm in the big city of Atlanta, Georgia, and I was going to end my life. And a coincidence man just ride up and tell me get in the car because my name was on top of that list.
Wow.
So I got in the car with him. And it was kind of funny because years went by when I got myself together. I told him, I had a weapon in the car. He's like, what? What? I was like, yeah, I got to tell him the whole story, you know what I'm saying? So we went to the self-sufficient program. And as we got in, he was telling me, Al-amin, I'm going to talk to you Monday morning and share with me how can we help you and tell me, share me your story, and we could take it from there. But for right now, it was Memorial Weekend. And this is why Memorial Weekend is so important for this organization, because we have the biggest cookout in the city of Syracuse for the homeless and food insecure family downtown Syracuse. So I'm at this shelter. I'm waiting Monday morning. I'm taking a shower, and I finally ate out a real plate, brother. This is something that we don't have gratitude. We don't pay attention to something like this.
Sure.
Eating out of my hands, eating out of styrofoam plates and paper plates. And I finally seen the plate, and I stared at the plate for like 10 seconds. Stared at the plate like for 10 seconds, right, smiling. It was like a holiday. Somebody gave me a gift.
Yeah.
I hold the spoon and seeing the spark of the spoon and the feeling of the spoon not touching something plastic, not out of my hand. It was one of the best moments in my life. Then I finally slept in the bed, but it was kind of difficult for me to sleep in the bed because it's something that a lot of homeless people go through when they overcome homelessness, when they sleep on the ground. So me sleeping on the ground so that long, I was in fear to sleep in the bed. So it was another young lady who was working at the center. She kept guiding me to my bed every night to make sure I was okay. So Monday morning here, I go to Ms. Santos' office, and Ms. Santos told me to have a seat. And I share my story, Mr. Santos, like I shared my story to you, my beautiful brother,
Sure.
and everybody that's watching. Mr. Santos looked at me, and he was like, Al-amin, what you just shared to me was very horrifying. And I'm so sorry you had to go do this. And one day you're going to help a lot of people. Never let no one tell you you can't achieve nothing in life. I see greatness in you. And one day you're going to share your story, and you're going to help a lot of people around this world. So he came a little closer to me. And nobody have never embraced me like this because I left my father years ago. He came a little closer to me, he hugged me, kissed me in my cheek, and told me 3 words. And it's the 3 words that we need to hear right now at this moment what this world is going through. And people take these 3 words kind of lightly. And these 3 words change a young man who's been through gang violence, who's been in and out of prison, saw horrified things, who sold drugs, lived a gang life, right? Felt lonely, about to commit suicide. And this man said 3 words that changed my life. And those 3 words was, I love you. I love you. I love you. And gave me a hug.
That's awesome.
And I left out that door, and that's what I did. I
Wow.
went to strive for great.
Wow. That's incredible. Let me,
We don't need no tissue, dude.
nah, I don't know. There's onions, something. I don't know what's happening here. That's crazy. Let me ask you this, and
Sure.
and maybe it's not as traumatic. I don't know, but
You got some
you're
anything,
down in
please.
Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're here in Syracuse with this awesome organization. How'd you find your way up north here?
Yeah, sure. So as I was at the self-sufficient program, Ms. Santos, he was my mentor. So I got my addiction counselor. I went back to school, went to Emory College, I got my associate degree. And I started meeting community leaders, Ed Lauren. If anybody get a chance, you would Google Open Door Community. He used to be in Atlanta, here in Baltimore, and he was one of the biggest activists in the city of Atlanta. He marched with Martin Luther King and everything else.
Wow.
But he was not an African American. He was white, but he was so strong about fighting for hunger and everything else. Him and his wife just passed away. That's what my book is dedicated to her, because they both had mentored me. So I started meeting a lot of powerful people. Ed Lauren taught me how to run a nonprofit and everything else. So one day I was on Facebook, and I met a young lady on Facebook, and then we hit it off, and then we was going to meet up. She said she stayed in Syracuse. I was like, what is that? That's a high school. That's a college. I was like, Carmen Anthony? She said, no, it's actually a city. I was like, come from Chicago.
Sure.
I'm like, Syracuse is a city? I started going, looking at the computer. I was like, well, I didn't even know it was a city. I think about Carmen Anthony Syracuse University.
Yeah.
So I went down here, went to Syracuse, flew to Syracuse, met her. We kicked it off, and we got married.
Wow.
But sadly, we're divorced now, but we're good friends.
Gotcha.
So while we was married, she knew my dreams. She knew everything I've been through. She knew my goals, and I had a lot of connections in Atlanta and Chicago to start my nonprofit. I started getting a lot of contracts from a lot of grocery stores and a lot of businesses in Atlanta, to donate to my organization. So we made a deal. She went to St. Joseph to become a nurse. And she's like, when I graduate, we're going to move back to Atlanta so you can pursue your dream. I said, okay, no problem. I'm just going to chill and relax here in Syracuse and just wait on you. So one day I was driving her, drop off to work, and I was listening to NPR. And I heard Syracuse is one of the poorest cities in the U.S., #3. And I was kind of confused with that. I'm like, this small city, it's past Chicago? I said, nah, I can't believe that. So I called NPR and I'm having a conversation with him. And he's like, yeah, you know, we'll send you the information and everything else.
Wow.
So they mailed me the information. I looked, I said, you know what, let me just go out here and use my skill to help people like I learned in Atlanta. So my first day went out, me and my ex-wife, we made sandwiches and went out and we started passing out sandwiches on the bridge downtown. And I kept doing it over and over and over and over and not knowing that was my pursuit to greatness it was starting something, you know. So as me making sandwiches, started getting the hot meals, and started recognizing a lot of people in the community. Because I started making rewrites about the street on social media, and this is why a lot of people kind of shocked that I went to school for social media because I'm very good, and so I do all my social media.
Awesome.
So start promoting myself, and end up a lot of people donating, sharing my story, speaking in a lot of schools, speaking in a lot of corporate offices and everything else. So a lot of that was happening. Then got my big break one day. I don't know if you heard about this when the Dunkin' Donuts incident happened when a man threw water at a homeless man inside Dunkin' Donuts in Salina. If you get a chance, you can Google that. It was something big here in Syracuse, and I was the guy that stuck up for him. End up had a big protest in front of Dunkin' Donuts on Salina, and then it made national news, and that went big. That's when my name really got big in the city of Syracuse because of that.
Wow.
But the thing about it though, it ended quick, like in a month, because I ended up meeting the executive director from Dunkin' Donuts. They flew here, and I met him and his family and the board members, and met them, and I learned something from the incident that never blame a whole group of people because of one person's mistake. Because when I met them, it was one of the most kindest people I've ever met in my life, you know. And we made a couple of deals, and they was kind of nervous. They were stressed out because of the situation. Of course, you know,
Sure.
they made national news. They franchise about to shut down because of what happened.
Yeah.
So I told them, hey, no problem. Just come to our event. We take a couple of pictures. We hug, and you serve a couple of people in the community. It's going to be over Monday morning, and that's what happened.
Wow.
So I think that right there got me big. Then Gail King came to Syracuse and did an interview with me. You can look all that on YouTube. CBS's Morning Noon
Sure.
came here and did an interview with me as well. And I'll be honest with you, my friend. After that happened, so much that happened over the years, especially during COVID. I was the only nonprofit out here in the streets helping people, but it was not homeless people or
Yeah.
people. It was everybody struggling. So I was out here helping people as well. And I'll be honest with you, our organization is totally different from other organizations. I'm gonna tell you why. If you follow us, if you ever been to Sandwich Saturday, it's gonna be kind of strange to you. And I'm not saying the bad way, a good way, because you'll never see a group of people in one room from all walks of life, different religion, different background, different race. You got rich, you got middle class, everybody in one room. And this ain't come on my mouth. I got a lot of people who follow me on TikTok from all around the world. They'll look at it and be like, you know what, I ain't never seen nothing like this. This is what peace in the world looks like. So a person like me, an African-American man like me, had a background like me, and bringing like corporate people to our events and supporting my events and bringing people from all walks of life that we had no connection, but we built a relationship with each other, being in one room. It's very amazing.
That's incredible, man.
It's very amazing. So at this moment, Sandwich Saturday is every Saturday. We have over like 200-300 people every week. And we got children's love coming there. That's why a lot of parents come too, because I speak in a lot of schools. And I just don't speak in the private schools. I go to like rich, wealthy schools. And that's my favorite one, because when they hear my story and I share what's going on, they ready to do something about it. They force their parents to do something about it, you know, and come out here, you know, come out to our organization, they see what's going on and they want to help as well.
So tell me a little bit about how this works, because this is incredible to me. You're feeding a couple hundred people on a Saturday.
Yes.
Sandwiches.
Yes.
It tells me somebody's got to make a couple hundred sandwiches, right?
Yes.
How does that whole operation work?
So at Sandwich Saturday, first you got to register, because we got so many people coming. So you go on our website, you register, and then as soon as you register, somebody reach out to you quick as possible, and they'll give you the day where the meeting. We meet at Lincoln Middle School, 1613 James Street.
Gotcha.
We meet at 10. You got to be there at 9:30 to 10. And I just want to shout out the City School District. They've been 1,000 supporting me like crazy over these years.
That's great.
You know, so you got to be there by 10. I'm sorry, you got to be there by 9:30 at least because the event started at 10.
Sure.
So as soon as we start, I said, the lowest crowd we had was 50, the highest like 400 some people there.
Wow.
You know, families, kids, sororities, schools, universities, everything else. So we started making sandwiches, and then we have a table, inspirational table, kids make inspirational messages, and they put it in the bag, little kids, and then families or kids, they make sandwiches, and we got one table that pack the sandwiches in the bag with granola bars, chips, fruits, and inspirational messages the kids made, and put them all in the bin. So as soon as we make about close to 300, 400 sandwiches, we stop.
Wow.
And soon we stop, I announce everybody stop. We clean up, we circle up, and that's when I speak. And I just get everybody prepped before we go out, what to do before we go out there. Because I try to explain to everybody that this is different. A lot of you probably volunteers everywhere else. No disrespect, y'all probably standing around, not doing nothing, not saying nothing. But here, I have to prep y'all for you out there. And this is what you have to do. When you go out there, keep eye contact to the people you're serving. Smile. And I'm glad we got name tags under your name. Ask questions. What's your name? How can I help you? What size are you're wearing? What size do you wear? Are you looking for something? Have a conversation with people you're serving. Just don't stand around. And then I share my story like I share with everyone that's watching and sharing you as well. And then share upcoming events. And then I'll tell them the location where we're going to be at. So for the past 10 years, we've been in a lot of locations. We started under the bridge downtown.
Wow.
We was at the Building Park where they're fixing the school now, right next to the Hub Station. We was there for a couple of years. Then we was on the corner of Onondaga, but now we at 207 Wyoming Street, right across the street from the WCNY building. And shout out to the mayor and Rob McMahon and our new deputy mayor. They always support me, give us a property when something happened.
That's incredible.
No problem, And as soon as we get to the property, I'll tell everybody the location. We leave, we get to the property, and a lot of people think it's just the sandwiches. I don't say nothing. The new people, but everybody know when they follow us and see on social media, know it's more than a sandwich. As soon as we get there, we're connected with 21 local restaurants that come cater for us.
Oh, wow.
We got clothes, men, women, and children clothes. We got hygiene products. We got women pads. We got brand new sneakers. We got desserts. Kathy Cookie was my greatest supporter. She shut down now, but she still made cookies for us.
Wow.
And we have household goods. It's magic going to an event. It's like a flea market, but everything is free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
incredible.
And then we got volunteers on the other side of the table, organize everything. So when everything.
And so these are in different locations on the different Saturdays.
No, same location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the reason I'm sharing different locations, we had to move because
Just over the years.
Yeah, over the years because
Gotcha.
something had came up.
Yeah, of course.
We had to move over the years, but every time we move, we at least been at this area for about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So, and then we set the tables up, the volunteers on the other side of the table. Then everybody who's struggling through homelessness, food insecurity, you don't have to go through this. A lot of people got houses or have homes, but they're struggling.
Yeah.
They need interview clothes, they need food to feed their family.
Sure.
And they come there as well. So we feed like close to 300 people every week.
Wow.
So many, because we're right there in the heart of the property. We're on the west side.
Sure.
So we're right in the middle where the world know where the property is happening. And everybody's happy that we're there because we're getting a little closer. So
that's incredible.
So and last but not least, this Saturday is our 8th annual Thanksgiving dinner. We're having at St. Lucy's. That's probably one of the best events through the whole organization. So
yeah. You cook a lot of turkeys?
Yes, yeah. So how we do it? We get volunteers, and we tell the volunteers to make a meal.
Oh, wow.
So we have like 30 cooked turkeys.
Wow.
Where we have a lot of desserts. We have a lot of side dishes, drinks. We have DJ, haircuts, face painting. We have coats, women children coats, hats, gloves. It's a great event, but it's not like a soup kitchen. You stand in line.
Yeah.
So the volunteers will walk our guests to the table, and other volunteers come and take their order, and they go prepare their food and bring it to the table.
That's awesome.
And while the kids wait, we got crayon, we got coloring books on the table. And as soon as they're done, they eat. They go pick what they want on the table with the coats and everything that's over there. And then the line, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother, over the years, if you open the door, it's about hundreds of people standing in line trying to get in. But now, this is the first time I'm kind of nervous because what's going on with the snap.
Sure.
The crowd's gonna be kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm telling volunteers to bring the one turkey you bring 2 turkeys.
Yeah. That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
You know what really impresses me, and I'm kind of reading between the lines here, but you see a lot of charities and a lot of these big organizations, and they got to go out and they got to get millions of dollars of funding, and they got to hire 50 people, and they got to get trucks, and they got to all this, fancy stuff. You're feeding all these people, and from what I can tell, by efforts that you've kind of community sourced, for
Yes.
lack of a better term, right?
Yes.
You've gone out and found folks to make this happen.
Yes.
And I find that just incredibly impressive.
Yes.
So along those lines, I guess, what are things that people can do to help, and how can the community continue to support you and continue to make sure you can feed people?
Yeah. So what people do is they go they contact us, and they want to drop off clothes, men, women, and children. Right now with the winter season, we're looking for clothes, or they want to donate for Samba Saturday. We're looking for cheese, turkey, individual chips, granola bars, and drinks. And then they want to donate socks. That's one of the most important things. I forgot to mention that. We do have socks out there too, brand new socks. And they want to donate socks. Really, we take everything.
Yeah,
But we want to make sure everything is new, because we go out there, we want to make sure we treat people with dignity
absolutely.
as well. So, and then if they want, some people don't want to go to the store, they could go on our Venmo or PayPal, or our website, and they could send money as well.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You got any particular grocery stores you partner with at the moment?
Yes, Wegman.
Okay, cool.
Wegman has been supporting me since
That's
2000. And since I got here, they saw me from the bottom, grew up and everything. So they like 100% grocery store. We got King David. King David catered for us some weeks. We got Pyramid. It's on Lowlight. It's a halal store as well. And I'm sorry I can't pronounce that piece of thing. He gonna be mad at me. It's that piece of joint over there in Fayetteville.
Okay.
I probably forgot the name of it. I'm sorry,
I don't know,
man.
man.
I'll probably think about it after we're done, but they donate pizza to us as well.
That's incredible.
And last but not least, toss pizza, toss.
Nice.
They donate as well. So
That's so incredible, man. I feel like we could talk for hours, but I also know we got to get you back to your mission here.
yeah,
This has been incredible,
Thank you.
and what you've got going on is incredible,
Yeah.
and I just think that it's something that people need to realize is people are in need, but the other side of it is, like, look what it's done to this gentleman, and look at the smile on his face from helping people.
Yeah.
Like, you can be selfish,
Yeah.
because helping people makes you feel so good,
Yeah.
and I love to see people doing that. So,
Thank you.
with that, one more time, if you could, website, social media, all those cool plugs, we'll get them in there for you,
Yes.
and then we'll send you on your way.
Awesome.
What's the website for you, man?
www.street recoveryoutreach.org.
Awesome.
Everything will pop up there. Can
And
I say one more thing?
Oh,
before we
please
leave?
do. Please
Yeah.
do.
I just want to leave something into everyone. Two things. This organization, we do pass food, we do pass a lot of items, but the number one blueprint of us is spread kindness and compassion. That's our number one. And then the number two, I just want to leave this with everybody. Today, smile, be kind to one another, be the reason someone smiled today. Thank you for having me.
I love that. What a great message. I don't have anything better to say. So with that, folks, this has been Good News York. Stick around for all kinds of incredible stuff we got going. I got nothing. Peace out.